Hey everyone, before we get started, let's talk briefly about supplies. This project only takes a few different colors of paint and a simple dotting set. So let's go over what we need. For all 3 lessons, I'm using a 4.5-inch stone. So you can use any surface that's 4.5 inches or greater, and all of the patterns will work beautifully on that surface. I'm going to have all my surfaces painted black, so you're going to need black paint. For the background, of course, you can change up your background color if you choose to do that. You can change up this design however you like. Personally, I encourage you to have a play with the design and make it fun. An optional part of the workshop is to have a dotting stencil. I've got one here with 16 arms. This one is from Happy Dotting Company. I've got another one here just to show you. This is different brand, but would also work similarly. So you can just have any stencil with 16 arms. If you don't have a stencil, this is a really easy design to do without a stencil as long as you have your center dot. As far as paint colors go, for all 3 designs, I'm going to use the same palette. I've actually got 6 colors here. This one is an extra and I'm not using it, but I didn't want to waste paint and pour into a new container. So this is what I'm using. Basically what you're going to need is a metallic gold, a teal that you like, a lighter version of that, so you can always just add white, or you can buy a lighter color. And then I've got a purple and then a lighter purple. If you want the exact colors, I'm using DecoArt Extreme Sheen 24 karat gold. For my teal, I'm using DecoArt Americana Laguna, which is one of my absolute faves. For the lighter color, again, you can just add white to Laguna and that would be absolutely fine, but I've got a pre-mixed color here, Crystal Blue. For my purple, I'm using Purple Pizzazz, and then I've got Wisteria. So those are the 5 colors that I'll be using. Again, with the purple, you can just add a little bit of white to your Purple Pizzazz. Any purple, any teal, and any gold palette is absolutely fine. Don't feel like you have to have the exact same colors because gold, teal, and purple look beautiful together in whatever shades of those colors that you choose. I've got a basic dotting tool set, and most dotting tool sets come with these sizes. I've got a 12mm rod, 10mm rod, a 6mm rod, an 8mm rod, 4mm, and then I've got 2 styluses. I've got one with a 3mm and a 2.5mm end, and this one has a 1 and a 1.5mm end. So this is the Craftsmart dotting tool set. It is not a requirement to have this exact set, and if you have a set with slightly different sizes, just choose the next closest size to what we're using. As long as you do it all the way around, it'll follow the pattern and look beautiful. With the stencil, you will want to have, if you're going to use the stencil, some sort of marking tool to make your marks. I like to use a watercolor pencil. This is just an Artist Loft, Michaels brand, super cheap watercolor pencil. Some of the nicer options might be a Stabilo All pencil or a General's chalk pencil. And those are just to make your marks to help you follow your grid lines. Again, if you don't have a stencil, that is absolutely fine. And then as an optional finishing touch, I've got some rhinestones. So I just chose some pretty colors, and I'm going to be using 2 sizes. I've got a size 12, which is pretty small. And then I've got a size 20, which is just a little bit larger. These are totally optional. You don't have to buy them if you don't want to use them for your design. I always like to add a little extra bling, so I've got those handy. And then I just use Elmer's white glue to glue them on. And then when I finish with my stones, what I like to use is DecoArt Americana Triple Thick as my varnish, as my glaze, because I like a glossy look. Again, optional, but this is what I use for that step. And then of course, to paint your stone and to paint the varnish, you're gonna wanna have a paintbrush, some water to clean up afterwards, and then a paper towel or wet paper towel or baby wipe to clean off your tools as we go. And as far as supplies go, that is all you're gonna need to make these 3 beautiful stones, and I'll see you in the lessons.